Real Newtonian physics, proper cockpit simulation, fleet command, full-on simulated worlds. If these are the things you love in space games, then you're going to want to know about these upcoming titles. 6 brand new games in, doing exactly what people have been asking for a very long time. What's more, when I was checking out these games, a few of them actively surprised me. Let me know if they surprise you as well. So let's start with one that surprised and intrigued me the most. This one's called Final Orbit. Now this looks like it's going to have a shockingly good flight model. There's something that a lot of space games missed the mark on today. But Final Orbit is going all out on this with full Newtonian physics-based flight mechanics. In fact, the devs say the entire sim is based on this Newtonian aspect. Interestingly, they call this Flight Simulator meets Truck Simulator in space. That's their exact tagline for this game on Steam, and personally, I feel that's a very good mix. Clips from the trailer on this store highlight the hardcore sim focus the game has. Just look at these display panels in the footage right here. They look to be fully functional, and they're described as being modelled after modern fighters like the F-35. Apparently, these displays can even be customised to suit your preferences. As for flight itself, this is going to be familiar to anyone aware of real-world orbital mechanics. In other words, if you're good with the Kerbal Space Program, you're probably going to be good with this. That means you're not going to be flying in straight lines. Instead, you need to plot maneuvers, burns, and encounters. The Steam page does suggest, though, that this is easier than it sounds thanks to the onboard ship displays. Another nice touch? Well, that would be no procedural generations. All planets are handcrafted, and it looks like multiple moons, planets, and star systems will all be available. As for the gameplay itself, well, the focus is on trade-in, contracts, and ship upgrades. So yeah, Truck Simulator in space sounds perfectly apt. Before we move on, please do consider subscribing if you haven't done so already, and if you want to like this video, that would be very helpful too. These videos do have a bit of a trouble getting around without the extra help from you guys out there. Stellar Wanderer aims for the traditional space sim angle: mine, trade, and fight. You know the deal, the focus here based on the trailer and available details is very much on immersion, action, and a vibrant game world. So as you can see, the footage from the trailer is a heavy combat-centric focus, and this of course does come with some risks because it means that the game is very dependent upon having a good combat system. But from what I can tell though, it does look to achieve what it sets out to achieve: fast-paced, engaging combat. Now there is a demo available for this. I'm not sure when that demo was released, so it might be a little outdated compared to the current state of the game. But I would assume that the fact the demo is available suggests the devs are happy for people to try it out. Check out that link in the video description if you want to give it a go. Visually, I actually really do like this game. There's a stylistic flair that very much puts me in mind of early 2000s and perhaps 2010s space games. Very curious to see how this plays out. The devs have stated release is set for 12th of March and it's going to be available on PC and all consoles. Now, one of my favourite space games of all time is Free Space 2. Even today, the combat and flight model of this game holds up very well indeed, and it's perhaps very telling then that when I look at Shrouded Suns, my first thought was, this looks a lot like Free Space. Set against some very nice backdrops, Shrouded Suns has a very distinctive retro feel of that late 1990s vibe. The Steam page states that the game is very much focused on being easy to pick up and get into, and they specifically state that you can do that without physics getting in the way. So that might sound like on the surface that they're trying to go for arcade action here, but it's equally possible they could be going the free space direction. You will also be able to issue commands to the other pilots in your squadron during combat, so very intrigued to see where this one goes. Like many people, I've been longing for a new Homeworld game for a very long time indeed. Homeworld 3 unfortunately missed the mark, but there's now a new contender in the form of upcoming NULLSPACE. The visuals and the trailer are instant callback to Homeworld, right? You can see that right here. I mean, it's impossible to look at this and not think about Homeworld. And yes, this is an RTS game, and yes, it's set in space, and yes, it allows you to control quite a significant number of ships. But where things get super interesting is that in addition to be able to command your ships from the traditional battlefield perspective, you can also take direct control of the squadron leadership and fly it yourself. The idea here is to lead your wing to engage with key targets. NULLSPACE then is centered on a story-driven campaign and is claimed to have a very interesting take on the Fermi paradox. Gotta say, I'm very curious about that part. In addition to fleet control and direct ship piloting then, also expect to see some base building. This one has been in development for quite a while at this point, but the footage does look very promising indeed. Now, if scale is your thing, then keeping an eye on SpaceCraft is probably the way to go. This one gives you a spaceship and allows you to travel from planet to planet, and then takes things further by having what looks to be a very comprehensive base building system. So what stands out to me immediately on this one is the seamless space-to-planetary flight. This of course is a big deal because it's something people are frequently asked for when it comes to space games. At the moment, it's not quite clear just how many planets and star systems there are going to be in the game, however. It's simply described as being set in a vast universe. I guess it's safe to say that it will feature more than just a handful of locations at least. Now, in addition to base building, you'll also be building your own ships. Initially, this puts me in mind of Space Engineers, but it looks like this will be a very different premise indeed. Spaceship combat is also set to be a thing, and all of this is set in a persistent galaxy where the devs say you can mine, craft and trade resources, in addition of course to a fight and build. Like the other titles in this video, SpaceCraft is set to release in 2026. Moving on, we come to Masada, and this is one of those games that all at once is intriguing, whilst at the same time you don't quite know what you're actually going to get, and that's not necessarily a bad thing, and it's not necessarily due to the fact that there isn't much information about the game. The info is certainly out there if you go looking for it, but let's just say it's not in your face. Unlike the visuals, of course, which are very much attention-grabbing. Masada then is a single-player RTS game with RPG elements. It's described as a sandbox that is pretty large at 5,000 by 5,000 by 100 kilometers. This environment contains nebula, asteroid fields and even large deserts and ice fields. And where things get really interesting, from my point of view at least, is that Masada is being designed as a simulated world. That means everything in the game world happens with or without your presence. Ships on the other side of the map will go about their business, miners will mine, traders will trade, and so on. The goal appears to be building and growing your fleet of ships. These range from interceptors to battle cruisers as well as motherships. Now, it looks like the game is truly being designed to be a sandbox, meaning that you are free to choose your own path, whether that is in industry, trade, or commanding a fleet of pirates. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing more on this title. So there we have it, a whole range of very different space games, most of which we will be hopefully getting at this year. Some of these look to be quick pick up and play titles, others will be offering some serious depth. Do let me know which titles stood out to you, which of these games are you looking forward to the most, if any. Let me know in the comment section below, I'd love to hear from you. Meanwhile, there's another video on the screen right here if you'd like to watch that one. Thanks for watching, take care, and I'll catch you next time.